to break out, rather than the notion that we must represent it. Yes, I am following you, aren't I?
You see, sir, that's why one must ask this essential question: what is action? Is it a repetition? Is it imitation? Is it an adjustment between what is and what should be or what has been? Or is it a conformity to a pattern, or to a belief, or to a formula? If it is, then inevitably there must be conflict. Because idea, action, there's an interval, a lag of time between the two, and in that interval a great many things happen. A division in which other incidents take place, and therefore there must be inevitably conflict. Therefore action is never complete. The action is never total, it is never ending. Action means ending. You know, you used the word Vedanta the other day. It means the ending of knowledge, I was told. Not the continuous of knowledge, but the ending. That is the free, all that. So, now, is there an action which is not tied to the past as time, or to the future, or to a formula, or to a belief, or to an idea, but action? The seeing is the doing.
Yes.
The seeing is the doing becomes an extraordinarily a movement in freedom. The other is not freedom. And therefore, sir, the communists said there is no such thing as freedom. That's a bourgeois idea. Of course it is bourgeois idea, because they live in ideas, concepts, not in action. They live according to ideas and carry those ideas out in action, which is not action. They're doing. I don't.
Oh yes, yes. I was just thinking.
And this is what we do in the Western world, in the Eastern world, and all over the world, is acting according to a formula, idea, belief, a concept, a conclusion, a decision. And never the seeing and the doing.
I was thinking about the cat, the marvelous animal, the cat.
The cat, obviously.
Its face is almost all eye.
Yes.
I don't mean that by measure with calipers, of course not. And we don't train cats like we try to train dogs. I think we've corrupted dogs. Cats won't be corrupted. They simply won't be corrupted. And there seems to me a great irony that in the Middle Ages we should have burned cats along with witches.
The ancient Egyptians worshipped cats.
Yes. The great eye of the cat, I read some time ago that the cat's skeletal structure is, among mammals, the most perfectly adapted to its function.
Quite.
And I think one of the most profound occasions for gratitude in my life was the living with a cat, and she taught me how to make an end.
Yeah.
But I went through a lot of of interior agony before I came to understand what she was doing. It's as though one would say of her that she was performing a mission, we might say, without, of course, being a missionary in the ordinary sense of the word. Yes.
Yes, you see, one begins to see what freedom is in action.
That's right.
And it is the seeing in the doing is prevented by the observer, who is the past, the formula, the concept, the belief. That observer comes in between perception and the doing. That observer is the factor of division, the idea and the conclusion in action. So can we act only when there is perception? We do this, when we are at the edge of a precipice. The seeing danger is instant action.
If I remember correctly, the word alert comes from the Italian, which points to standing at the edge of a cliff.
That's right.
That's pretty serious.
You see, but it's very interesting. We are conditioned to danger of a cliff, of a snake or a dangerous animal and so on. We are conditioned. But we are not conditioned to, and we are conditioned also to this idea, you must act according to an idea, otherwise there is no action.
No, we are conditioned to that.
To that.
Oh yes, terribly so.
Terribly. So we have this condition to danger, and conditioned to the fact that you cannot act without a formula, without a concept, belief and so on. So these two are the factors of our conditioning. And now someone comes around and says, look, that's not action. That's merely a repetition of what has been. Modified, but it's not action. Action is when you see and do.
And the reaction to that is, oh, I see, he has a new definition of action.
No. Yes, and I'm not defining.
Yes, of course not.
I mean, I've done this my life, all my life. I see something and I do it.
Yes.
Say, for instance, as you may know, I'm not being personal or anything. A great big organization, spiritual organization with thousands of followers, with great deal of land, 5,000 acres, castles and money and so on, were formed around me as a board. And in 1928, I said, this is all wrong, I dissolved it. Returned the property and so on.
Yes.
This, I saw how wrong it was. The seeing, not the conclusion, say how comparisons, say how religions have done. I saw and acted.
Exactly.
And therefore there has never been a regret.
Marvelous.
Never been said, oh, I made a mistake because I shall have nobody to lean on. You follow?
Yes, I do. Could we next time, in our next conversation, relate beauty to seeing?
I was going there.
Oh, splendid. Yes, that's wonderful.